This is the effect. Oh, look, he's digging right there. It's incredible. This is the effect of not worming your livestock. I guess that spot wasn't good enough for him. That's what they do. They go around and they kind of test little areas until they find one that suits them for whatever reason. And they start burying this. And they'll bury this ball of poop under the ground. Different species of dung beetles bury them at different levels or different depths. And then they lay their larvae in there. But it's just incredible. The ground over here is absolutely crawling with these dung beetles. So these kind of called rollers. And there's other ones called tunnelers. I can go get some video of some of those as well. But they are just everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And, oh, like, okay, here, this is the evidence of a tunneler. So, you can see the poop here. You can see the dirt, the loose dirt right here. There's a tunnel. And this one took the poop and brought it down into its hole and laid its larvae down there. So they're essentially aerating and bringing the manure, the fertilizer, right down into the root zone. It's pretty incredible. This is probably hollow. Yeah. So it's hollow. This whole manure pat. Oh, I just saw one. Oh, there's a little tunneler right there. They're smaller. There he goes. Oh yeah, doesn't that look lovely? Got poop on my hands. It's all good. Okay, so, and there's even some smaller tunnelers. Like I saw let's find it, pile of manure. Like this has been totally ravaged by the dung beetles. This is tunneler action too. You can see here the loose dirt. There's a tunnel in here somewhere. And see, it's like hollowed out. They ate it. They brought it down. So this will degrade very quickly. They're a pasture cleanup and fertilization. Flying. They're just flying everywhere. The camera can't pick it up. With my eye, I can just see them flying. There's one. There's just thousands of them out here. And what's interesting is when you move the sheep, like I just moved them out of this paddock over on that side of the wire. Obviously all the manure is right here. This is where they bedded down for the night. So there's a lot of manure right here on top of this little hill. They'll probably bed right there on that side of the wire tonight. So all the dung beetles will move with the flock. And it's just an incredible process of nature, of God's plan of how these creatures should work. See, the sheep are down there. I'm making these long, narrow paddocks right now. So it's just very, very encouraging to see these signs. And these things just popped up overnight out of the rain. Once it rained, these bugs just came out. I'm not sure if they were in some sort of dormancy. I need to do some more research on dung beetle life cycle, but they weren't here. I started seeing a little bit of signs of them because it had rained a little bit, but 3 days ago there was not this many dung beetles out here. And it rained about 3 days ago, and it rained really hard yesterday, and the dung beetles are just going crazy. So very good signs. The grass is actually greening up. See, here's a pile of manure. It just got absolutely ripped apart by the dung beetles. there's no earthworms out here in the sand. I mean, I'm not going to say no, but there's really not an earthworm population. There's not enough carbon and organic matter to feed them. So these dung beetles are really the niche in this particular environment, and they like this soft sand because it's easy for them to dig in versus like a hard clay, which I have on some of my other leases. So yeah, very encouraging. You will not see this much or any action on farms that worm their livestock, because it's basically poison in the bugs. It's a pesticide. That's what it is. It's plain and simple. It's poison pesticide. So that's what you're eating. And the bugs, they're smarter than us. They're not going to eat it. So what does that say? If the bugs, if dirty bugs won't eat the poop out of these wormed animals, why are we eating their flesh? Alrighty, Get Baird out. Just want to preface that last little clip I took and add this in, that this is some really rough ground we're on. The sheep are doing really good. Coming out of this drought, finally. It's been a really hard summer because it was a hard summer last year. We got some rain this spring, which helped the grass grow a little bit, but it was sheep are down there. I'm not gonna walk all the way down there, but we got some rain this spring, which helped the grass grow, but it did not refill the soil's water holding capability. And like this place is sand, which the organic matter in here is probably like 1 point something percent, like super low. I need to really do testing, but it's hard for those measurements to really make sense, because over here the soil is different than over here. It's just, and then over there, down in this bottom area right in here is the best area of this farm, this lease. There's guard dog. Just fed her. She likes to hang out in the thick brush like that. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with. So this is wet because it just rained yesterday. We got 1.5 inches of rain in 30 minutes, but it's already starting to dry out. Okay, there's no organic matter, there's no clay. The water holding capability is extremely low. So our number one goal here is to try to grow carbon, grow forage to get the carbon levels up. It's just, I don't really buy hay, and I'm not gonna buy enough hay to roll out and cover 20 acres. This field is 20 acres. It would just be, if I had more dollars and cents, maybe. But I'm trying to make a living, and that's just not gonna work. So do what you can. Thank you, Lord, for the rain. Yes, thank you, Lord. We've gotten about 3 inches this week. So this guard dog's bucket of food. Y'all just keep at it. Just remember, stick to your guns. Don't let people put you down. Let their negativity fuel you. There's two kinds of anger. There's anger in which you cannot change things, and the anger that fuels you to change things. Which one are you gonna give into? You'll have a good rest of your day.